Hello, my first graders. I hope all is well, and I miss every single one of you so much. I hope you guys have had a pretty relaxing spring break, minus all the rain. I know that it's not the best weather to be outside and play, but I hope that you guys have been enjoying your time off from school. I know that we will not be together for a while, but I want to continue showing you guys that I am here for you guys. I'm hoping that I can upload videos weekly to you guys that maybe we're learning something new in math or phonics and I need to hop on a video and explain it to you guys in a video. My goal is to start doing read alouds at least a couple of times a week and then posting my videos to Dojo so that your parents can show you the read alouds and you guys can still listen to Miss Marquez reading a book on your devices, even though we can't be together, because you guys know that I love to do read alouds and I know you guys love read alouds too. So I'm going to challenge you guys at the end of most read alouds to maybe talk with your parent or your grandparent or your brother, sister, cousin about the book that you read and what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. If there was a problem, if they solved that problem with a solution, who the main characters are, where the setting took place, all of those things that we have been doing in school on a piece of paper, I want you to be able to do it in your brain, because that's when readers really excel, when they get better, is when they can actually talk about the things in a story and have a conversation with somebody about maybe the problem and the solution in a story. So I'm going to try and start doing some read alouds with you guys since we can't be together. And I'm also going to really try to get the Erie Elementary series if I can go to the school and get it. I don't know how long that's going to take. If I have to order the books, I might. That's Tucker's Tale. Tucker is in the room. Come here. I know you guys have never met him before, but he's right here. Come here. So you guys get to see Mr. Tucker up close and personal. Come here. Right here. Oh, this is Tucker. He's so lovey. He just wants to kiss me, hug me, and sniff around. That's all he wants to do. So Tucker's going to be in here with us for the read aloud. Thank you, boobies. Okay, goodbye. No, sit. So the book that we're going to be reading, well, I'm going to be reading to you today, is The Three Little Pigs and the Somewhat Bad Wolf. And we all know the story of the three little pigs with the three pigs, and the wolf tries to come in and says, little pig, Tucker, knock that down. Let me in. And they say, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. So this is a different version of that book. So that means that an author listened to the original version of The Three Little Pigs and he decided, how can I make this story a little bit different but follow the same kind of pattern as The Three Little Pigs? So this one is going to feature the Three Little Pigs, but it's going to have its own twist to make it its own unique story. So I want you to start thinking in your head at the beginning of the book when I'm reading, what are some similarities and what are some differences? So things that the two books have in common and some differences that the books may have. So I don't know if you remember, but we made a big diagram, a Venn diagram on the board, and it was those two circles. Okay, and on the two sides were the differences, and then in the middle where the circles overlapped was the differences. So I want you to think of that as you're listening to this story. So what are some ways that this book is a lot like the original Three Little Pigs book, but how is it also different than the Three Little Pigs book? So I want you to start thinking of those different ways that they're alike or different. So we're going to start reading, and I hope you guys enjoy this version of The Three Little Pigs and the Somewhat Bad Wolf. The author, let's see, is Mark Teague. So it's written by Mark Teague. There's no illustrator, so I'm assuming that he is also the illustrator. So you guys can see up close and personal that there's all these pigs and they're lounging around doing work. Like this one's got a wheelbarrow. This one's sitting on a couch drinking a soda pop, lounging around. We've got a cat. This one's eating some potato chips. We have some chickens, so maybe we're going to meet some chickens in the story. I don't know. Or a hen. Okay, here we go. Got some pigs playing soccer here on a farm. Now we know this is a fiction book. This is not real. We would never see pigs playing soccer. Maybe in our dreams, but that's how we know that this is not a non-fiction book. It's not going to give us real information. It's just there to entertain us. The author's purpose is entertaining. It wants to make you have a good time while you're listening to the story. Okay, and I'm gonna read it and then I'll show you guys the pages because it's kind of hard to see. Once there were 3 little pigs. They lived on a farm, as most pigs do, and were happy as most pigs are. Then one day, the farmer told them that he and his wife were moving to Florida. He paid the pigs for their good work and sent them on their way. So the farmer and his wife are like, we are moving to Florida. You guys are not going to be working for us anymore. And look at those pigs. This one doesn't even look like he was working. He was just reading a book. These ones are taking a mud bath. So they're paying them for their hard work. What hard work? They look like they're having a good time. Let's buy potato chips, said the first pig. Let's buy sody pop, said the second pig. Let's buy building supplies, said the third pig, who was altogether unpig-like. So the first 2 pigs are like, let's just go buy food and soda. And the third pig is like, we need a house. How are we going to live if we don't have a house? So it seems like one of the pigs is trying to be really smart about what they need to be doing. Reluctantly, so this means that the others didn't want to agree, but they went ahead and agreed anyway. Reluctantly, the others agreed. The first pig decided to build a straw house. Since straw is cheap, he had plenty of money left over for potato chips. So he got to buy cheap straw and potato chips. And we all know from the original 3 Little Pigs story what happens to the pig's straw house. It gets blown down. So I'm wondering, because it's so cheap, should he have bought the cheapest supplies to build a house? Maybe not. Maybe he should have went with something a little more expensive that would help them hold their house up. The second pig decided to build a stick house. Sticks are practically free, so he had lots of money left over for sody pop. So he too went with the cheaper option. He bought sticks. He might not have even had to buy them. He maybe went out to the forest and gathered some sticks himself. Who knows? But he still got his sody pop. So he's like the first little pig. He's not spending a lot of money. He's going the cheaper way, which I don't think is a good idea. Do you think that's a good idea? I don't. Let's see what the third pig does. He seems to be the smarter pig out of them. The third pig decided to build a brick house. She spent all her money on bricks and mortar, but the man at the hardware store gave her a sandwich. So she didn't have any money left over, but the nice guy at the hardware store said, here's a sandwich. So that was really nice. So she had no money left to buy any types of food or snacks. She's just grubbing out. Soon the straw house was finished. It was dusty and musty, but the first pig did not mind. He rocked in his hammock and ate potato chips. So right away, his house is not in the best condition, but he doesn't care because he's just laying in his hammock eating potato chips and reading a book. There's that chicken, minding his own business. Soon after that, the stick house was done. It was small and there was no room for a bathtub, but the second pig did not mind. He took a mud bath and drank sody pop. So there's his house right here. And here's the pig taking a bath, drinking his sody pop. Brick by brick, the third pig worked on her house. Sometimes the other pigs would come by to watch. They had a wonderful time. Well, look at this pig right here, just putting brick by brick on her house, while the other 2 pigs, which are her sister and brother, aren't helping at all. And they're sitting in chairs eating potato chips and just watching. Finally, the brick house was finished. It was big, beautiful, and strong. The third pig was very happy. She filled the basket with vegetables from her garden. Her house looks really strong, like There's no bad wolf that's going to blow that house down, right? And she's so happy that she's got like a little vegetable plant. And she's picking some tomatoes. She seems really happy and positive about how her house turned out. I think she went with the right choice in getting brick instead of straw or sticks. What do you think? Let's see what happens. Uh-oh, here we go. We're meeting the wolf. The next day, a wolf came to town. He was very hungry and somewhat bad. He went to a donut shop, but it was closed. He went to a hot dog stand, but it was locked. Finally, he went to a pizza parlor, but he wasn't allowed in. He left in a very bad mood. So he tried to go eat normal food, right? He tried to go get a donut. He went to a hot dog stand where it was closed and locked. And then he went to a pizza parlor and he wasn't let in. So now he's mad and he's hungry. And sometimes we like to call that hangry. So he is hungry and angry. So he's hangry. I don't think that's good for the pigs. Soon he came to a straw house. It smelled like pig. I like pig, he said, not in a friendly way. He banged on the door. Who is it? Called the first pig. The wolf. Open up or I'll blow your house down. I think the door is stuck, said the pig. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. So start thinking about those similarities and the differences. So how is this the same from the story, but how is it different? Think about maybe what the wolf says. Like, does he say, little pig, let me in? Or did he not say that? Was that a little different? So that's him knocking on the door and the pig's like, I think the door's stuck. Which it's really not stuck, but he's like, I'm not opening the door for you. I can't believe that worked, he said. He had never blown down a house before. Quickly, the first pig got on his scooter and sped away. He got on his scooter? I didn't know this story had a scooter. The original story, the three little pigs, they don't have a scooter. They just run. So that's a difference right there. And so you see the pig going on the scooter, and here's the wolf saying, wow, that worked. I've never blown down a house before. The wolf moved on, hungry but confident. He came to another house, this one built of sticks. Same piggy smell, he said. He knocked on the door. Who is it? Called the second pig. Wolf, open up or I'll blow your house down. Trust me, he added. I've done this before. I think the door is jammed, said the pig. So the wolf took an enormous breath, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. I'm amazed that works, he said. Meanwhile, pig number 2 got on his bike and rode away. The wolf was still hungry, very, very hungry. And he's hungry because he's not eating any pigs. He's just using up all his air to blow down houses, and that's it. So he's tired too. The hungry wolf came to a beautiful brick house. He noticed a familiar scooter and bicycle, and the house reeked of pig, so it smelled a lot like pig. The somewhat bad wolf rang the doorbell. Who is it? Called the pigs. The wolf. Open up or I'll blow this house down. Oh, no, said the pigs. Not now. We are watching our favorite show. The starving wolf took a humongous breath, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he huff, puffed, and puff, huffed, and huffy, puff, huffed. So he's trying, but it's not blowing down. Why do you think it's not blowing down? What makes their house different than the straw house and the stick house? Why is this brick house standing when the wolf is trying to huff and puff? Oh, look at this wolf. After the huffing and puffing stopped, the third pig said, do you think he's still out there? The 3 pigs looked through the window and saw the wolf collapsed on the lawn. Look at the poor guy, said the first pig. He's exhausted. Maybe he needs some potato chips. The second pig added, and some sody pop. So now they're feeling bad for the guy. Shouldn't feel bad for him. He did blow 2 of their houses down. The 3 pigs revived the wolf with some smelling salts and invited him in. So revived means they brought him back to being awake because he was passed out from being exhausted. So they revived him. They brought him back awake. I was so hungry I could not think straight. Have a potato chip, said the first pig. Have a sody pop, said the second pig. Never mind that stuff, said the third pig. Dinner is almost ready. So here's the wolf kind of coming awake. They're offering him potato chips and sody pop right here. Since their houses were wrecked, the first 2 pigs moved in with the third pig. My house, my rules, she said. She made them clean their rooms before they went out to play. Fair, because it is her house, and they just watched her build the house and didn't help her. So this pig has a swimming pool in her backyard. She did some good things when she was building her house. She was smart. The wolf stayed too, but there was no more huffing and no more puffing, and he was hardly ever bad again. And that's the end of the 3 little pigs and the somewhat bad wolf. So he wasn't a terrible wolf. He was just really hungry and tired. And so he kept trying to blow the houses down to eat some pig, but it didn't happen. So I want you guys to think about, and you can talk about this with anybody that's at your house with you, or you can do it yourself. Some of you like to write. I know a lot of my girls love to write. You guys could start maybe writing some similarities about this story and the original 3 Little Pigs. You can write things like, the books were the same because there was both a straw house in both books, or there was both a brick house in both books. Some differences would be this wolf just said, let me in, instead of little pig, let me in. So there were things that were the same, and then there were things that were different. Another difference would be that the brick house had a swimming pool in the backyard. That wasn't in the original story. And when the wolf blew down the pig's house with the straw and sticks, and they took off on a scooter and on a bicycle, that's a difference. So I want you guys to think about some of those differences that you maybe heard or remembered from the stories. And then think about, we know who our main characters are, right? We've got the 3 little pigs and the wolf. So he would be considered a main character because the story kind of centers around him too. So we've got 3 main characters. The setting takes place outside, right? And it takes place at these different houses that the pigs lived in. And then the problem and the solution. And I want you to think about what the problem was in the story and then how the pigs solved it, because the problem is pretty easy to determine. What was the problem in the story? What was the wolf trying to do? So what did the pigs do to solve that problem? Or you could do what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end. So I want you guys to think about those things. You don't have to share it with anybody. You can just do it yourself, or you can share it because you should be proud that you know these things. These are things that you have learned in 1st grade and you will continue to use when you get to 2nd grade, 3rd grade. And it's really awesome to be able to listen to a story and figure out what the problem and solution of a story were, or who the main characters are. It helps the story come to life, and it helps you as the reader or listener be able to understand the story on a different level. So I'm going to try and do these read alouds with you as often as I can, maybe 3 times a week. We'll just see how it goes. And if you guys like it, tell your moms and dads to reach out to me on Class Dojo, or I'm going to upload these on YouTube, and you guys can give it a thumbs up, and I will keep adding them on YouTube so that you guys can enjoy listening to stories from me, even though we can't be together. I know that we will get to see each other again. It's just not going to be for a while. So this is the way that you guys will have to see Miss Marquez. Just know that I love each and every one of you so much, and I'm thinking of you guys, and I hope you guys are staying safe and being kind to one another. Always be kind, make smart choices, do things that are going to help spread goodness and positivity in our world, like I always tell you guys in school. So take care. I hope you guys have a good night, and I will be back with another video again. Love you guys. Goodbye.